say without a scholarship, my time in Italy would have been harder to enjoy like I did. I was able to live in the moment, and that sort of thing. So if you want to repeat it like that, without a scholarship, what would it have been like? I mean, without a scholarship, would you have done this internship? What would have been the scenario without a scholarship?
Without a scholarship, I probably would have still gone on the study abroad. However, it would have, made things more difficult, and I wouldn't have been able to dedicate myself as much to my program and to the life in Italy that I was able to have.
Perfect. Okay, and finish the sentence. Thanks to my internship in Italy, and you can fill in the blank with whatever you want.
Okay. Thanks to my internship in Italy, I've been able to gain more confidence in the workforce. I know that I can do what I've been learning to do for all this time and what I've been able to study for, and I know that I can do it now.
Perfect. And what do you value most from your internship?
I value my internship because it brought me closer kind of to the world in a way. We didn't speak the same language, but we both had this unifying thing about us that we loved art and we loved what it did to people and different cultures, and it was just amazing to interact with people who I didn't understand what they were saying and they didn't know what I was saying, but we could understand each other through other people's artwork. It was amazing.
Really cool. I liked that last bit you said. So, what was it like working at a museum in Italy?
It was kind of scary, or working in a museum in a different country.
Start over again,
Okay.
maybe so that we can get it with a second before.
Yeah.
And just so then we can start it in.
Uh-huh.
So working at a museum in Italy, and you can describe whatever you want. Just kind of give us a little background what it was like.
Working in a museum in Italy is very different than a museum in America. They're very set in their ways, and they're very passionate about how they live life and don't really focus so much on a schedule. They don't have a lot of deadlines, so that was difficult to adjust, but it gave me a new perspective on how life is lived in other places, and it was definitely scary. It definitely stretched me more than I have been stretched before, but it was so rewarding, and I'm so grateful to have had it.
Okay, perfect. Let's see, there's a few other questions I had for you. Do you think in today's sort of global marketplace, I mean, you're studying humanities and all over the world, and I don't know if you plan on getting a job that is necessarily a global sort of thing, but in today's workforce, do you think internships are vital to getting a job? Or, what's your opinion on that?
I absolutely think that internships are vital. I think that in today's workforce, especially in America, we're expected to kind of go that extra mile, and internships allow you to work in a place that you would love to work but for free, and you have different experiences, and you get to kind of see where you would want to be in that location or in that organization.
And how do you think internships set students up for their career?
I think internships give you real life experience. It allows you to see what working there would really be like, and maybe it's not exactly the same, but it definitely gives you better exposure than you could get in the classroom or in any other setting.
Awesome. Do you think employers look for internships particularly when considering applicants?
I think that employers absolutely look for that. They look for someone who's done what they want to do, or someone who's willing to try new things or be put under stressful circumstances to see that they can succeed, and to make sure that they're not hiring someone who is completely new, who has no idea what they're going to do on the job.
And if you think internships are vital, what do you think holds many students back from participating?
I think financial reasons are probably the number one problem with students not completing internships. Being a college student, it's hard to be able to make enough money so that you can work for free, essentially, for a long time. But that experience that you gain is really priceless, and you need that in the workforce.
Awesome. And tell us again just a little bit about what it was like being in Italy, maybe what you learned, what, you know, it opened my eyes to the culture, or what the people were like, or, you know, just anything. Kind of let us know what it was like being in Italy.
Italy was amazing. I mean, it made the world seem small to me in a weird way, but it made it, like, we all have things in common. We all have passions that we're serious about. We all have dislikes and likes, and you can have something in common with someone who's halfway across the world from you that you've never met, but you can get along so well without even speaking the same language. I loved Italy. I loved my experience there. I wouldn't trade it for anything.
Perfect. I just had a question for you, and it just blinked in my mind. Let's see. Being in Italy, or now that you have an internship under your belt, how do you think it's going to help you in life now?
I think that employers will see that I've tried to do what I want to do, what I love to do, and the fact that I was able to have this opportunity to do what I love in a place I've never been before, in experiences or under circumstances I've never had. I think that shows character. I think that shows willingness to try new things, and I think that's huge in the workforce.
And once again, where did you work, and what did you do? Like, what was your job at this museum?
I worked in Santa Maria della Scala, which was basically a community museum in Siena. It had a lot of archaeological artifacts from the outlying Tuscan cities, and we were responsible for documenting them, taking pictures, measuring them, cleaning them at times, and making sure that they were in good condition to be put on display.
Okay. And kind of the same question, but kind of rephrased. We want to hear it kind of as, you know, it's an exciting thing, and I think for the audience, they're going to feel that when you use words like, you know, opportunity, or I had the chance. So just share with the audience, if you will, imagine. I had the opportunity to do an internship in Italy at a museum, or, I mean, I'm already forgetting the name of it. But, you know, I had an opportunity to work at this museum in Italy for my internship, and thanks to that, I feel like I can now go out into the world, or, you know, like whatever you feel like you can take from it. But again, just a little bit of the background, a quick little, like, why you appreciate it, what you did, and how it'll take you places in life.
Okay.
That sort of thing.
I was given the chance to work at the Museum Santa Maria della Scala in Siena, Italy, and it allowed me to become the person I've been trying to become during my college years. I was able to use what I've learned in classrooms in a job environment, and I was able to use skills that I thought I wouldn't be able to use until I was much farther down the road immediately, and it allowed me to see how important my education was and how important it all fits together in the workforce.
Awesome. Did your internship, what did it do to your language? Did you notice it, you know, affected it in any way? Did it professionalize your language skills? I mean, did your vocabulary grow? I don't know. But having the opportunity to actually be in Italy, what did it do to your language skills, having studied Italy at BYU?
Mm-hmm. Being in Italy versus, I guess, learning Italian in a classroom, it helped me understand the language so much more. I feel immensely more confident. I feel that I can understand people just by listening, by taking the time to really look at them and see what they're saying. And I may not always understand the words, but the basic gist gets across when you really give someone your full attention. And I think I really gained skills as a listener and as a person.
Perfect. And how did having this outside experience contrast with what you had been learning in your humanities classes?
I think you can only learn so much in a classroom. I think that sometimes you might learn things and you might not know when you're going to use that or when that's going to be relevant to having a job or working. But having that experience to actually work inside a museum and to use the skills you've learned, it's invaluable. It makes things stick in your mind that before might have been difficult to remember because you've used it. It's useful now. It makes it more real. It makes it more important to you.
I really liked what you said there. Really quick, could you kind of swipe your hair over just a little? Because the lighting in here, it's casting a shadow further than where it is. And so I would hate for your pretty eyes to be covered up. Okay, so again, maybe just say it over again. What